Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to New York Sports with Mike Mondo, and I am your host, Mike Mondo. Although it's Mike Mondo's New York Sports, and I still am your host, Mike Mondo. However, it is Saturday, August 1st. Can you believe it's already August 1st? Unbelievable. I can't believe it. So, I didn't put out an episode yesterday. Not that anybody really noticed, but if you guys are watching or subscribing, or you're one of the guys, gals that have decided to join me on this journey. I didn't put out a video yesterday, so I'm sorry, but I have a good excuse. I was traveling. I took my daughter to a concert, to Joe concert, the DJO concert. If you guys don't know what it is, you guys are not hip. Hip to be square. It's all right. I'm not hip too. But either way, so no episode today. So yesterday's, oh gosh, chicken chili. But I am back today. And I sound a little nasally. My whole family is sick. Like for like a weeks. You know, someone's got a fever, and then we got a cold, and then we got a stomach bug, and I usually don't get sick. And now I'm feeling kind of So I'm sorry. I apologize. But I wanted to bring you this episode, and I'm going to make it a short one because you probably can't stand listening to me right now. I probably can't stand listening to myself. So, Giants camp. Let's talk about Cam Skattebo right now, right? Really quick. So, we all know the whole. You're a Giants fan, so we know what happened last year with Cam Skattebo. We love him, hard nose, ugly injury, and then a couple weeks ago, week 2, 3 weeks ago at the Fanatics. I think it's the Fanatics thing. He did a backflip. He did a backflip at like a charity softball game, and he nailed it. And then he was at this Fanatics thing, and he did a backflip, and then he didn't nail it. And if you watch the video, you're like, oh, gosh, did he? The ankle, not so good. And then he stood up, and he showed it, and it was good. And everybody was pretty cool, but every Giants fan was like, ugh. I didn't even freeze the camera, but that's how we felt. We were like, and then it was okay. So I'm sure the front office was like, and I'm sure Coach John Harbaugh, was probably none too happy. But he said, hey, man, you know what? At least if this dude did the flip, could he at least nail it? I think that was his really cool way of making comment on it. So I'm reading the New York Post today. I think it's an article from yesterday, the day before. But either way, I'm sure, Cam Skattebo and Coach Harbaugh had a meeting and they had a conversation. I'm pretty sure the coach did a lot of talking. And my impression is that Cam did a lot of listening, hopefully. And then you're reading, I'm going to paraphrase, but long story short, they came out of the meeting and Cam Skattebo was probably pretty much like, I'm probably not going to do that anymore. It's probably not a good idea. And I'm sure during the meeting, John Harbaugh was like, hey, man, listen, let's not do that anymore. You're too important to the team. And he was like, okay, coach, I won't do it anymore. And that was it. Okay, so let's move away from what the press says and what they're saying and what, the whole beautiful image of the coach-player relationship is, hey, man, let's support each other. I am sure that Coach Harbaugh was off with this. And when he sat down with Cam Skattebo, he was like, man, I love you. I love the way that you play. You're hard-nosed. You are my kind of guy. But you are not going to do that again. Do we understand ourselves? And there was probably a pause, and Cam Skattebo probably sat there and was like, well, and then Coach Harbaugh was like, Cam, I love you, man. But we're not going to do that again. We're not going to do the backflip it thing again. Especially like before the season, coming off an injury. We're not going to do that again, are we? We're not going to do that again. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We are not going to be doing backflips anymore. I love you, man. I'll see you at camp. And that was probably it. Something like that. I don't think that, like, Coach Harbaugh did what Bill Parcells would have lost his ish. Tom Coughlin would have lost his ish. And I'm sure that Coach Harbaugh, inside and to others, and maybe even to Cam, lost his ish. But he doesn't come across as that kind of cat, right? He doesn't seem like he's that dude that's going to, like, just kind of, like, blow up his player in public. But I am very, very sure this is one of the things I like about Coach Harbaugh is that you can carry a big stick and not have to say a lot of stuff. And that's the impression that I get with Coach. He carries a big stick. The guys know it. And if you're younger, you're a rookie, second-year player, maybe you really don't get it, but you're going to get it. And I think in this instance, Coach and Cam had a conversation, and with complete respect to one another, there was an understanding that there will no longer be any more backflips performed. Certainly before camp. Definitely not during the season. And maybe not anymore until you retire and, or under contract with the Giants, which I hope he stays forever. So that's it. I love it. Not much to talk about, but Cam and Coach and backflips, and we're not going to do that anymore, and setting the tone. And it's Giants football, baby. Welcome, and thank you for being here with Mike Mondo's New York Sports. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. I'll talk to you guys later. That's peace. Love you guys.